little bit better. My name is Roberta. I am a volunteer for Woofs for Warriors. I'll go into a little more detail about the actual program, how we help veterans at the end of the slideshow. But initially, Woofs is a local organization. There are 4 of us. There's a president, Kathy, a vice president, Chris, a guy, Chris. We have Chris A and Chris G, and me. So very small, intimate group that loves dogs, loves to help people. So tonight we will be basically going over, we welcome Mike as a veteran. Thank you for your service and all you've gone through. I'm going to talk about the types and levels of service support dogs from, we'll get into that. Talk about how dogs help veterans, but not just veterans, but other people who a dog would help. And obviously this big fluff ball is Freckles. What do you do if you see a dog with a vest on, or what do you not do when you see a dog with a vest on? And then all about Woofs for Warriors. And I do have a suggested readings list on the back table for adults and children. And then we'll have a little question and answer period. So, what do service dogs do? A full-on service dog is described by the American Disabilities Act as a dog that performs a specific function related to a person's impairment, disability, challenge, I prefer to say. Someone who's blind may need a dog. Someone who's hard of hearing may need a dog to alert them to things, picking things up, things like that. Emotional support animals have not as many rights as a full-on service dog. They're not legally supposed to go in anywhere under the guise of being a service dog. But the legal right that emotional support animals do have is for housing. If a medical professional gives you a prescription, basically, that you need an emotional support animal, a housing vendor cannot refuse the dog, or whatever other animal it is. They do not have a specific task. They're basically there for the emotional well-being of the handler / owner. Freckles was basically an emotional support dog. My husband had very high anxiety. He had dementia, very high anxiety. And she was just naturally intuitive to his episodes, I guess we would call it. She would go up to him and start batting him with her paw. And he would go, "Oh, you want to go out, girl?" And they would go for a walk, and it would just chill him right out. Or she would grab one of her very loud squeaky toys and start playing with it and, add a little humor into the life. And then companion animals. I put on here, who doesn't just feel better with a snuggle, right? So that's your pet, basically. But they still help you emotionally, right? All right, and here's some different kinds, pictures of different kinds of dogs. The first one I want to highlight, this dog, and I didn't realize until yesterday that this dog and this dog are the same dog. This dog has been trained to pick things up. So you can see it's picking up the handler's crutch that fell on the ground. Handlers aren't able to pick it up themselves. Now he's taking money out of the ATM with that. This dog has learned how to open doors. It doesn't have to be just cupboard doors. I'm hoping to teach Freckles how to open the back door by herself to go outside when it's really cold and come back in. It's hard to do with a round door now, but you can with with one of the lever kind, do something like this. But right now we're working on a different thing that I'm hoping she will help me demonstrate for you in a little bit. This dog looks kind of like the same dog, but it's not. It's getting specific things, and that's hard to do, is to train a dog to go get that specific thing off of a shelf. You may have to point at it with a pointer or, some sort of guide, a stick, or, whatever. So. And then this is a dog we didn't really talk about in the introduction. This is a therapy dog. A therapy dog, usually you will see in a hospital setting or a nursing home, they go in and they visit everybody. I'm sure you've heard about them going in there. I know when Dad was in a nursing home a couple years ago, they brought a miniature horse in as a therapy animal. So, you know, they belong to somebody, but they help a lot of people emotionally. This dog is a service dog who has been trained. I looked at the backstory on this. Or not trained. You can't teach a dog to know when a seizure is coming on. It's an instinct that they just have to have. This dog is laying on this woman because he knows she's about to have a seizure. And I bring up the instinct, you know, you train a dog to do something after someone falls down. Say, you know, sit next to them and bark, or, you know, we were hoping to teach Freckles that when my husband had a seizure and fell down. But when he did have a seizure, she like went right to him and laid down next to him and started licking his face. It was like she knew she needed to do that. That's an instinct you can't teach a dog. Of course, then I had to kick her outside because she wouldn't let the EMS guys touch her daddy, but that was a little issue. But that is one thing that service dogs can do if, you know, need be. So, and this last one, I don't know what kind of dog this is, but look at the emotional attachment. This could be an emotional support dog or just a companion dog. But look at the love, right? And sometimes Hope has 4 paws and a wet nose. I love that. What are the emotional benefits of having a dog? Well, obviously the emotional benefits. Again, who doesn't love a snuggle, right? Assuming the dog loves to be snuggled. I've known a few that didn't want to be touched. They can help benefit people with PTSD, very particularly, and I got some statistics on how it improves life on the next slide. Helps out, bring out your feelings of love, feeds that taking orders mentality or giving orders mentality sometimes. I wasn't in the military, but I have it.
Yes, she does.
They're fun, they can reduce stress, they might get you outside, get you exercising. It's great to meet new people. You know, everybody loves to meet a new dog. If you have PTSD, I don't know if you ever recover from it. I haven't found anything that ever said you actually recover from PTSD, but you work through it. So here's where I'm hoping Freckles will cooperate with me. She's just learning this. The example I want to say is someone with PTSD who doesn't want to be approached in a crowd, wants some space, right? Up. Hello. Freckles. Don't fall. Up. 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 Again, it says in training on her vest. Okay, look at me. Look at me. Hey, come here. Crowd. 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 Come on. Crowd. 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 Good girl. Now, if you were afraid of people approaching you, and you didn't want to be like this all the time, wouldn't it be really neat to have a dog circling? A real life example of, you know, how they could help someone leave their home because they don't want people approaching them in a, you know, surprising them. Dog keeps circling them. Who's in the corner? A guy had a T-shirt on, and I love this. It said PTSD does not mean pet the service dog. So let's learn about Woofs for Warriors. This is particularly for you. We are a nonprofit 501c3. Our president is in Queensbury, so we say we're housed in Queensbury. We service veterans in the northeastern part of the state. We've gone as far as Albany and up towards North Creek area. And who is eligible? Well, any veteran that a medical professional says could benefit from having a dog. Anywhere from a companion dog all the way up to a full-on service dog. So we do require that. There is an application process. There's an application online, or we could mail you one or email you one. We do like to know that whatever dog you choose is in a good home. So there's a home visit, there's an interview, there's an orientation telling you what we expect. Because once a dog goes home with you, you're responsible for all its care, all its food, all its veterinary bills. So the pre-work is the application, the home visit, references, a veterinary reference. And we do ask the veteran, we used to find dogs for veterans, but then if it wasn't a perfect match, now we got a dog, we got to rehome. So now we are at, and this is working out much better, we are now asking the veterans to locate a dog. Usually through a shelter, a rescue group, an opportunity to rehome a dog. We are going, some people ask, can I go to a breeder? We're not going to pay the full cost of getting a dog from a breeder. It's thousands of dollars usually. And we just don't have that in the budget. So we're actually looking at putting a cap on that. But you're talking probably puppy. You know, that's, you got a long tail on training with a puppy to make it. So that's where you would locate dogs. What's the cost of the program? Absolutely zip to the veteran. We pay for all adoption fees, again with that caveat, in case if you decide to get a dog from a breeder. Every once in a while we have a breeder donate a dog, but that's rare. We pay all the adoption fees, including, you know, if it needed to be spayed or neutered or something ahead of time, because a lot of times that's built into the fee. We pay for all the training. And this kind of goes into the next question, is the veteran required to do anything after getting the dog? Yes. You have to commit to going through obedience training. You're not getting a trained full-on service dog if you're getting one from a shelter or a rescue group. But working together as a team, you will have a phenomenal relationship by the end of it. You are required to go through at least basic obedience training with the dog. And that is because some of the people just want a companion dog or an emotional support dog. Once you go through the basic obedience program, you can go through advanced obedience. This is all through Glens Falls Kennel Club. Again, that's provided at no charge for the life you own the dog. So if it needs more advanced training to learn specific things like circling or turning lights off, all that training is included and done at the Glens Falls Kennel Club with the veteran, you know, teaming up so that the dog and the veteran learn together. And that's very beneficial. And, you know, we're there to support the veteran with, you know, things, of course, afterwards. It's not like, oh, take the dog home and we'll see you at the Glens Falls Kennel Club and we never want to hear from you again. So we have a website, obviously, WoofsForWarriors.org. I have with me today, I have what we call our Dear Veteran letter, which goes through the process that I just explained, step by step. And we have brochures that explain the process. Because we are a full nonprofit, 100% of whatever we raise goes into the program. The president, vice president, us two volunteers take nothing. All our money is raised from donations and fundraisers. So if you're interested, no obligation. I have calendars that are dedicated to the memory of my husband, and his story is in there. Also in the calendar is the story of Jimmy and Boots. Jimmy in 2019 rode from Oregon to Albany, VA to raise money for the program, raised about $20,000. And then just in the spring, he kayaked 400 miles down the Susquehanna, raised another $10,000 through donations. His story is in there. And we always have t-shirts. I will be at the VFW in Lake Luzerne on Saturday, and I will be at the Lake Luzerne High School on December 4th if there's a spot open up. If you're interested in either. And for any information, please feel free. Our phone number and email contact information are in the brochure or on our website.